Last time on Down with Dragons, episode 18, Danger Close. A recap. Our group in front of the Temple of All Dragons had a conversation of what they were going to do next. There were conversations of going deeper into Dragonlock through the Stones District to make their way to Mirrorvale. But Viet urging the group to assist Master Agenor in taking the civilians out of the city. His plan to go to the wall and make their way over, or through the gates, or through the river, whatever it was, either way to get out of the city and get these civilians away from the danger that they did not choose to be in. After the conversation, the group decided that was the right thing to do. They made plans, some scouting was done, and finding out that, unfortunately, the undead aren't just mindless monsters. There are some that have definite intelligence and are hunting those still living. Once that information was relayed, the group decided to arm the civilians and children, though one child in particular seemed to be a prodigy among them, young Max. The group set out, heading out to get the civilians away from Dragonlock. Callan stayed behind and set a Rube Goldberg device of destruction to create a distraction. It worked very well, epically so. Also, epically bad, as the skill challenge that was laid out ended in a failure, and Callan was left there as the church began to burn and the undead came flocking to the temple. As the group made their way out, Callan was left behind, them not knowing his dire circumstances. And as he started to try to make his escape, he almost fell into dire circumstances, but his half-brother Murdet, double backing, came to his rescue, assisting him, and both of them then tried to make their way out, but the situation was so chaotic, Callan almost escaping and then hearing the calls and the struggle of his half-brother went back to help him, and those two barely escaping and getting out of the temple and crossing a bridge and starting to try to get out, Murdet limping and Callan helping him. Danger close behind as the horde converged on them. Ended with Master Agenor as the civilians got to safety, turning back, realizing that Callan and Murdet were not there, heading back. There, Callan, as he's helping Murdet limping along, sees Master Agenor coming running at him, and the last moments, Master Agenor leaping over both of them, patting the two young men that in some ways he has been looking after for quite a few years, telling them to keep going. He'll buy you some time. And as they keep going, Master Agenor converged on the horde. That's basically where we left off last episode. Callan and Murdet made it outside the walls and were trying to catch up to the group of civilians led by Maven and Viet. Master Agenor's fate is unknown. The horde at large inside of Dragonlock and the fate thereof Dragonlock undecided. We'll have to find out what happens in the future. It was an exciting, tense episode. I hope you all join us this next coming Friday, 7 p.m. Central Time, for the next episode. I'm sure there's a lot of unpacking to do with the choices made this last episode and the emotional baggage that follows from all of that. Look forward to seeing you there. Welcome to Down with Dragons. I am DM Scott here on Monsters of Roll on Twitch. With me, as always,
Killian playing Maven Corpse Flower, a Circle of Spores druid, previously on a quest for revenge and now potentially adopting a child?
And Mick playing Callan, a warlock / bard who is meeting old family and friends all along the way and probably getting them killed.
Yeah, probably.
Chris playing Viet. I am along for the ride, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
it's all
Yes.
about the journey, everybody. It's not about the destination.
Good, because we are off destination.
Very much. Very
When
much.
you realize that the candlelight is fire, the meal was cooked long ago. Oh, I'm sorry. Those were parting words from our dearly departed Master Agenor. Oh, too soon.
Wait. Spoilers.
Dearly
no.
departed?
Well, who knows? I have to poke. Yeah, so it's been a week. Hopefully everybody had a good week. It's Friday. It's 7 p.m. Central Time here in Minnesota. And speaking of Minnesota, we're going to go to our agent out in the field. Killian, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear there, pal. How you doing out there today?
Oh, we're doing great, and I'll never let go of this bit.
Well, all right then. You tell the kids I say hello. All right. Yeah, Yeah, okay. No, you too. Okay, yeah.
Totally.
No, yeah, okay. Yeah, bye. Okay. So I have no inspiration to give out this week, but I do have my typical announcements. If you out there in the internet currently can't get enough Dungeons and Dragons in your daily life and you have a big gaping hole in your heart, you can find our sister show Dungeon Patrol at www.dungeonpatrol.com. They post every Sunday. They're hilarious, they're entertaining, and they upload as frequently as we do, so you will never miss out on some Dungeons and Dragons either during your work commute or on those long days at the office. So go and visit them at www.dungeonpatrol.com. Let them know that we sent you and enjoy the show. Also, if you would like to give any of our players inspiration, I know these past couple shows we have been giving out inspiration pretty regularly. None this week, but if you would like to give them out, you can contact us in the banner down below using the hashtag inspiration on Facebook or Twitter. You can, I think, and we have a Discord, so if you want to join our Discord, you could do that too. I'm the only one who posts so far, but that's okay. You can come in and make it a little livelier. How about that?
She's always available on there.
I really, unfortunately, am.
I have a Discord account. I'm connected to the server. I just
too.
I play D&D on it for 3 other campaigns, so I'm always on Discord for something. Yeah, the future is now. All right. This
is that the best way to get a hold of you? Actually, I mean,
actually, it might be because those notifications go to the top of my inbox. So. I respond.
There you go.
It's good to know.
I respond sometimes.
And now we're spamming your account with, and then she's gonna switch and do something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They found me.
They found me. It's not like I don't use the same username for everything I have. But anyway, if you want to give our players inspiration, feel free to contact us at the link down below. Come and say hi, tell us what you liked, tell us what you didn't like, or you could give our DM Scott inspiration to further punish us or give him more power over the story than already he has. So that's all I've got for you today. Traffic's looking pretty clear today. Clear skies, ain't got no rain around here. The tomato plant's looking a little wilted, but other than that, things are looking pretty good over here, Scott. So back to you, okay?
Okay, yeah, you bet. Thanks. Yeah, you have a good week. We'll see you later. You betcha. Okie dokie. So am I not clear? I thought every week we don't get inspiration, I get one.
I don't think that's true.
Oh no,
But if you would like to
I mean,
do that, I'm not going to say no.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm
Can
not
we-
the czar of inspiration. That's
Either am I.
Maybe your Canadian girlfriend can give you inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, those are still coming. I got confirmation
Yeah,
those are coming.
yeah.
Those are
Her
coming.
internet's just really slow.
That's a different pool of inspiration. Though.
Yeah, they're using dial-up still. And her mom is on the phone all the time, so she has to like wait for the right time to use the phone, and you know, it's a complicated thing. Okay. So anyway, last week we had a lot of stuff happen. As the recap that everyone has saw. Hello, future people who saw everything because you're catching up. Sure. That being said, last week, kind of zooming in on the last 30 seconds of the recap because I've been told I'm long-winded. We had the
Nobody
group
said
of
that.
Shh. Chris, it's not your time. As the camera zooms in through the clouds. Yes, I love that type of zoom in. There is a group of civilians, about 50, being led forward. Behind them, there are two figures limping along, trying to catch up. It's been a couple hours since all of the chaos from Dragonlock happened. They are skirting the river, heading north. It's getting too close to evening, and the civilians, with the group being led by Maven and Viet, are finding a spot to try to camp. The fog is thick. Aurora Borealis is in full bloom. And you all are trying to find a somewhat safe location. It's hard in this landscape. You can't see that far where you normally could. And you're trying to settle down. As the civilians are kind of in the space that is, you know, as far as you can tell, reasonably safe. And they are starting to go about setting up a camp of sorts, getting some wood from the nearby area and kind of reassuring the children who have been just ready to brandish knives, kind of putting those away. Everyone's trying to set up camp, and Maven and Viet, you have a moment there as the camp is just starting to really get ready to settle and try to figure out, because dark is coming, and with the fog and everything, it's coming fast, you know. So that's where we resume, coming back in.
Viet would be. Sorry. Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. How long has it been? You said an hour?
Technically, I kind of sped over that. That's my bad. It was probably traveling wise. It has been about, when you got out of the water, about 6 hours of hoofing it, probably at a pretty fast pace. I was thinking, stop it. I got distracted by the long-winded, and then you argued with me. I'm the DM. It's been 6 hours.
Okay.
Stop laughing. Okay, no, laugh. It's okay.
There's the hoofing it. 6
Yeah,
hours of
everyone
hoofing
has
it.
been 6 hours of like not just a walk. You guys
Because
have
she
been
was a
trying to make
horse.
real and there was a horse.
Hoofing
That's
it.
why we were laughing.
That's why we were laughing, because you made it funny.
I 100%.
And then you
planned
yelled at us.
We're not allowed to tell Scott he's funny.
No, never
That's
tell
rule
me I'm
number one.
funny. No,
Go straight to his head. We can't tell
no
him.
puns.
Uh
I forgot. Honestly, I did forget you were a horse. So that was a not intentional pun.
I love that.
So yeah.
Why don't you describe what you're doing, Viet, and I will decide if I want to still be a horse by the time we get there.
Viet would flip his crowbar into shovel mode and be digging out and trying to do some embankment so we can try to keep the firelight from showing down on the road or back towards the city. And just kind of pointing out to these families that we need to be trying not to be
Roll me a survival real quick.
noting where we're at. Natural one.
Super. You show them.
No
how
idea
to
which
make-
direction the city is.
No,
But we're making a fantastic
fog.
embankment. We're probably reflecting the light straight to
Here, put these mirrors
Yeah.
around the fire.
We'll reflect the light in
Back,
and make it
yeah.
brighter.
Okay.
Well,
So-
seeing that, I will have to come out of horse form. Although I do prefer wild shaping when I'm out in nature, it just feels more natural. I will begrudgingly come back into my human form and try my best to do what I think Viet's doing, which is instead of carving in some sort of an embankment, I'm trying to create. Well, actually, I think I have a spell for this. Don't I always? Uh, I want to create some sort of I don't think I can do that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll still do the same thing. I want to create some sort of barrier surrounding the camp. So instead of digging down, just kind of trees and branches.
Roll me a survival.
Cool. Let me pull up roll 20. That's a 12.
Okay. I'm gonna roll one last check for all this because you both have the same idea and it's a good idea.
Mhm.
And there's one civilian in the group, so that's disadvantage. So a 19 and a 14. So 14 plus. Okay. So as you two, as Viet starts to kind of dig down just a little bit and use that to kind of create a small little barrier around the fire pit area. And then you taking that cue and just like, okay, yeah, we should, that I get it, but that's not going to do the job. You kind of start taking brush and start to use your magic just to make plant growth and stuff, just kind of do some stuff.
Mhm.
You see one figure, he's got some of the gore and stuff on him still, and he just looks at both of you, just kind of looks a little puzzled, and then kind of walks over towards Viet. Do you mind if I use that shovel? Actually, I think I can do a thing. And he's gonna quick dig out for anybody in the know, because it's exactly what you guys are thinking. A Dakota fire pit.
Nice.
And basically dig a hole down with another hole branching down into it. It creates fire and warmth. You can cook on it, except the light doesn't show around. And so he digs that out and he's like, I used to do these all the time, hunting and stuff. And he kind of hands the shovel back and he's like, good idea. And starts to tell some of the kids, like, hey, gather all the small branches, twigs, stuff like that, bring it over here. Tells a couple other people, like, hey, get some logs, get some stuff. Like, we'll keep adding to this. We can have one or two of these. I'll dig another hole at some point, But
So camp
Yep.
is taken care of.
yep,
Someone
immediately
else can take
taking
care
your
of it.
cue,
Excellent.
they kind of jump on that, and you two still make kind of a halfway perimeter around the camp with some of the branch work and brush, so it won't be an immediate somebody just walking past is going to notice. So you have added to the defenses.
Okay. I want to check.
Because those weren't horrible rolls.
They were not great. I want to check one thing.
Yours wasn't great, but hers was better.
I suppose I did get a +5 on it. It was a skill check. So
Okay. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna see if I could cast Spike Growth and just like have that be a trap, but it's only lasts up to 10 minutes, so
Yep.
not worth it. Not worth a spell slot. So
Wait for it for later if you need it.
it's my favorite spell. I cast it every session.
are you having
It's
way
been
of
useful. Yeah, sorry.
are you having way of speaking with the hanged fool?
I actually might. I think I have one of those earrings. I think.
You still do. Yep.
I think I do. Yeah, I'll look over at Viet and I'll say, I'm not 100% convinced of his survival, but in the off chance that he wasn't eaten alive by zombies, I will do my best to give him a ring, if you will. Well, an earring.
You would know you haven't given him an earring back, and out of the things that were left from his body was an earring.
Mm. Mm. So he does not have an earring.
Correct, ma'am.
Mm.
I didn't want you to waste.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So I look at Viet as I put the earring on my ear, and then in my bag I grab the other earring and put it in my other ear. Somehow just kind of realizing that might not quite work.
Gladys, do you hear me?
Exactly. So I take them both out. I pop them in my bag. And I grab my interdimensional bag that had my rodent husband in it, and I stick my head in it. I stick my head in the bag.
Okay. Immediately, you open the bag. You see him look up at you, and he's like, kind of a rat wave, and then you just jam your face into it, and he just. And immediately he's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm checking on Callan. Move over. Your big butt's in the way.
Okay. Really? You want to talk about big butts right now? Like, really?
Just move.
All right. He just moves over, and he's just like, as much as he can, he's pressed against the side.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Watch the one potion."
I got it. Yeah, don't worry. And I knock on the top of the bag.
It's like over your head. The flap is behind your head. And yeah.
I knock on the bottom of the bag.
Okay. And he's just
start shaking.
Wife.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't think I have much of a choice.
Well, I have your head alone.
I think we're alone now.
He's
you and me and Callan's butt.
He would play Barry White.
Hey.
I've been feeling so.
Okay.
He just. How much experience do you have with a thing that I feel, are trying to experiment with?
Literally none.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Do you think a extra dimensional space that is or may not be connected to another extra
It is.
dimensional?
You were in Callan's bag.
Yeah, it was really weird to be like there. It was on both sides of the ceiling.
Yeah.
Not a pleasant experience. This side's open.
Oh, okay.
So unless you want to get
Can you
really
do me
intimate,
a favor?
I have a feeling I'm not going to like it, but it's never
need
stopped you before.
I just need you to poke your head out on Callan's side and tell me if he's dead or not.
Oh, Is that all?
I'm really hoping not, obviously, but
Is this
I don't
messenger
know where
rat?
he is,
Can I make a recommendation?
if you must.
I mean, just for when potentially that fails.
Why will it fail?
Uh,
I'll close
sweetheart,
the bag.
sweetheart. Good ideas. Good ideas. Do you want to drop a note in here?
That's probably smarter, huh?
It's okay. Small body, small focus, easier. I'm away from all the big picture things like you are. You're wrapped up in a lot of chaos, and I can really focus in on the details.
Okay.
So how about I try to do what you said,
Mhm.
but at some point, maybe he checks his bag and there's a note from you. If this works the way so far from my perspective, it seems to.
Okay. Well,
Do
Fine.
I have to stay?
you don't have to stay in the bag.
Okay, you can bring me out and leave the note.
Okay. I take my head out of the bag because I'm assuming we've been having this whole conversation.
Oh
with my
yeah,
head in the bag.
100%. He's like right in your like he's
Yeah, absolutely. So I slowly kind of pull my head out of the bag.
just holding on.
Yeah, I hold my hand out, I scoop him up, pop him on my shoulder, and I look around in my pack for something.
Vietta's tapping your elbow at this point.
Yes.
Holds up another little bit cracker.
He will snatch it.
I know. I turn my shoulder and I go on. Oh,
And he's like,
speaking of, hello.
I didn't need
there's one on
permission.
my
I've been in
shoulder
that
right
bag
now.
for far too many hours.
I have a rat right here.
Ooh, hardy rat to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's huge. Hi, Stinky.
He's
Is
not
Viet
looking.
salivating?
He's not looking so skinny now. Yes.
Oh,
Much
yes.
better.
Viet,
That's
this rat is not for eating. Unfortunately, as
We
much
saved
as
that
I
one
hate
for
it.
last. Yes. You've explained.
Viet,
Rat is friend and food. Yes.
Rat is not food.
if
but we
the
can
rat
find-
could look at you with like scolding eyes, there is a rat holding some crumbs and just like
Another cracker.
snatches it out.
Eat up, little one. Yes.
Okay, I say we can eat.
I'm
rats
gonna
that
kill
look-
him if it comes down to it.
You're a rat. I say out loud. And I look at Viet and I say, "This one speaks in my mind." And I point at the rat and I say, "We can't eat him. He speaks to me."
He might try to spit in your direction.
He just sneezes and it's really
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, to him it looked way more intimidating, but to outside it's like it's a
Aww.
Wait, Viet's just fine with that concept?
I'm wondering. I'm hoping that if I say it kind of in the way that he speaks, he'll be like, "Okay."
Oh, okay,
What is
good.
your reaction to that? I just
Yeah.
told you I talked to a rat.
Viet just doesn't say anything.
Yeah, weird shit happens.
Fair. And he did just see me turn into a horse. So kind of makes
Yeah,
sense.
I
that
don't
he
feel
talked
like
to me.
that's the weirdest thing he's experienced.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We watched a minotaur
You didn't
melt
see
the
nothing.
door.
You didn't see
So well, I don't know
Nothing.
that, but
nothing.
yeah, definitely not anything close to the worst he's seen. So yeah, I turn my shoulder over to Viet and I say, "You can pet him if you want, just no biting."
I'm not playing with my food. Thank you. And
About
Viet
that
will
time,
walk
as
off
you're having-
and-
as you're
okay.
about to walk off, all of a sudden a woman with kind of a shawl around her, she looks to be probably half elf. She just kind of, as you're about to, is grabbing for your shoulder. Excuse me, we have the fires going and we're setting up. Is there anything you think we should do? I don't know if we should start to set any kind of watch. We don't have a lot of food. What do you think we should do? And she's talking directly to Viet.
I look at Viet like,
Viet will hand over his foodstuffs.
Oh, Thank you. I hate to say it. Is there more? There's quite a few of us, and we only were able to grab what we had on us and what was in that temple, which we ate some of while we were held up there.
I
Speaking mostly for the children.
mhm. I raise my hand a bit and I say, I can show you what I know about foraging, and this will do you good here, and later on we can find things that are good to eat in the forest.
Only we had a good stew.
I bet I can find us some squirrels. Much hardier.
Lady of Thorns is good with these things.
Oh, she just smiles and she's like, oh, good. And she kind of walks towards Maven for you to show her what you know. And
Yeah.
right on the beat of that, the guy who helped with getting the fire going and everything kind of comes up, looking at Viet. So we've got fire. We can cook some food and everything. We have some supplies. What do you think of defenses? Should we send out anyone able-bodied to see what we can do?
You're being talking to me?
Well, is Maven still there, or are you kind of going off with...
I'm probably not far away,
Okay,
but I'm
roll
not
me a
gonna
perception
say.
real quick.
Yeah,
Roll me a
yeah, for
perception.
sure. Because this will piss me the hell off if everyone keeps trying to ask Viet what they know when I'm like, I know so many things.
I get that, but
I'm gonna roll. I only got an 11, so we'll
okay.
see.
You might hear just the beginning of this conversation of him just talking, and it might feel almost halfway natural. You're taking someone off to do something. He's available.
Totally.
So it might not seem so, but you might catch the very beginning of this.
Yeah.
As he's like, you talking to me, well, yeah, a few of us heard the conversation outside the temple. I mean, you're the one who got everybody to help us get out of here. So we kind of all decided we trust you. And we're hoping you're going to take us the rest of the way. I mean, me for one, I got to be honest, you seem like you had your head on your shoulders while everybody else had a lot of hair-screamed ideas. And he kind of even wipes at, he's like, covering gore, distractions, and you were the one who scouted ahead to try to make sure our path was safe. So I trust you, and I want to know what you think. You obviously have been out in the world here and dealing with this kind of thing for a while. I mean, our hopes are on you.
Yeah, I just get this blank there. like, see this right?
Yeah.
My brothers would set to watch. Yes.
Fair. I mean, that's good experience. You and your brothers must have done that many times. So,
Yes.
do you have a feeling on the type of rotation, like how long the watches should be?
I was not in charge of the watches.
No. Okay. That's right, because you, as you scouted in the city, you probably were busy doing that. We can figure that out. Still, that's obviously important. Are you thinking we should send people out, as like you were in charge of scouting more? Like, should we send people out to
I would not be sending anyone out in the fogs. No.
leave that for you? Are you saying, or
Quiet. We need quiet.
okay? Yeah.
Quiet.
No, I'll let everyone know to keep it down. We'll
Yes, gonna turn and just walk away from him. Go find a tree.
You just hear it kind of behind you. I just, man, that's a focused guy. And just turns back to the group, and you're like, all right, everyone, we got to keep things quiet. We got to set a watch. We'll do 3-hour watches. So I need volunteers for first 3 hours, second 3 hours, just he starts organizing everything, taking your cues from everything you said. flash from that scene traveling backwards across the foggy landscape.
Thank you.
Not far out of the city, moving much slower. Still about 6 hours of travel, but at a much slower pace, is Callan. Still helping Murdet move.
Mhm.
You two are making your way north, following the very obvious tracks that Murdet or you have just like, yeah, there's a lot of people moving through here. This is the path.
Sure. Is Murdered in better condition? I did give him the
He's
potion
enough
last time.
he's enough that if like travel speed, it's normal, you're not able to dash, but it's like walking speed. He doesn't need you, but if you give support, obviously, he's been injured, but he absolutely is okay. He's stable. But he's had a rough day too.
Yeah. Well, and then there's a lot of stuff that Callan has on his mind, staying here next to Murdet, and he doesn't really know how to contain it. So he's basically, just trying to fill the void with a bunch of banter nonsense. So he's helping Murdet along and like joking around. And then I said, I'll have what she's having.
That's a good one. And you see him take a step and kind of pained, but keep moving. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll have to remember that one. I'll tell that to Agenor. And as he says that, it's like that'll annoy him, or it would have.
Well, good. Then you're gonna tell it to him. So
yeah,
you just keep that in there.
I will remember it. Kind of looking around. It's getting late. They probably, I would assume, are breaking for camp at some point here. We should probably catch up to them hopefully soon.
Yep. You good?
How are you doing?
Oh, don't worry about me, brother. I mean, buddy. We're doing good,
brother.
Yeah. You either, buddy. Yeah. I know you and him were having a thing and all that right before, and like a lot happened, man. Like distract me from my ankle and stuff. Like what's your deal with him? Like you guys seem like you had some history. Like I mean, he kind of like half raised me at the monastery, like him and a couple other guys, masters there, but he took a special interest and he was real hard ass, but like he also was one of the good ones. So like what's your deal with him? Because I'll be honest, as much as I felt like you liked him or missed him or whatever it was, I felt like you also hated him as much.
Yeah, I suppose my story with Master Agenor started out much like yours. I came to the monastery also very young, and was kind of sent off into the hands of other foster parents after a while. I guess there's a lot of things that I didn't like about that next situation, those foster parents, because to them, I was just a curiosity or, a trophy even. I'm sure that's hard to understand, but I really didn't get why I couldn't have stayed at the monastery and kept learning from Master Adenor. Getting a little resentful of that.
He kind of just quietly nods, doesn't say a whole lot. And unless you have a beat to pick up there, he kind of lets that silence roll for a little bit.
Hmm. How about you? What's your story there?
Um, me, well, I was at the monastery when I was really young. And then I went to a family uh, near the monastery. I was on a farm. I remember a lot of animals and stuff like that. And then last thing I remember with them, and they were really nice folks, but I remember I became too much. And I remember just a little trip that we were all taking as a family back to the monastery, and I got left there because they loved me and they said nothing I did was wrong, but I needed to stay there. And so after that, I grew up there, but that's where I met Loon. And Loon, he he was my brother. I mean, we did everything together. Oh man, the stories I could tell you about getting. I dragged him into a lot of things. He was so straight cut, and we gotta be serious. And like we got into so much trouble, and yeah, like Loon's my best friend. He's my brother. I couldn't ask for anything more with that. He's out doing something great. He was always meant to leave the monastery. I'm one of those who that was kind of my place in this world, and that's okay. I mean, Master Agenor is a great teacher, and he taught me a lot. And I got anger issues. I got control issues. I know it. He's shown it to me. I've seen it, and so I keep that as controlled as I can. But yeah, the monastery is honestly probably the best place for someone like me. Um, I'm kind of I'm really not meant for the outside world. Like people don't get along with me, I guess, or value whatever I have or whatever. And I found a place there, and the best I can do is protect that.
Okay. Is that something you learned about yourself, or is that from what everyone told you?
Gotta roll the dice. Uh roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Ooh. Okay, that beats my roll. He kind of just it's probably a good 5-10 minutes of just quiet where it's almost uncomfortable, but at the same time, he's thinking. And then he's like, it's what I am. It's okay. Like, not everybody can be in the world. And it's like, I've heard it before from people, but also I know it about myself. I don't mix with everybody. But the monastery, they accept the trouble that I am. But my trouble works good for them because when they need that trouble, I can be trouble for others.
Hmm.
That's something Agenor told me was a good thing. Sometimes the fact that people didn't like the things that I was their loss and my gain so that I could use it against them later.
Well, Murdit, I'm not big on crediting Master Agenor with wisdom, but uh you're worthwhile. I'll be your monastery while you can't be at the actual monastery. You're the kind of trouble I think I would like to hang out with too.
Yeah. You get a kind of, you see his back straighten up a little, and he's just like, well, your distraction was a disaster, but it worked really good. You're my kind of trouble too,
Right.
and I hope you understand that I don't know you that well, but I got your back.
It's good because this is going to be hard. There's a lot of chaos and we're going to be asking a lot of questions of whether we're doing the right thing. We can just do our best. We can't obsess over how much of our small part of this chaos we caused, but we're not responsible for this deluge of catastrophe. So we just need to do the best in every space we occupy.
Yeah. He just nods his head, listening. Probably about 10, 15 minutes, you guys traveling, keep tracking, stuff like that. He'll just, Callan.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
He interrupts a joke, and so.
Oh yeah, yeah. As you're telling a joke, yeah, he's just like,
better Nate than Lever.
Callan.
Yes, Murda.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Of course.
I think, I don't know your whole story, and everyone's story is important to their journey. But I think we are responsible for our choices. The things you do, right or wrong, it may not matter in the grand scheme of things. But it matters to you and what you can sleep with at night. Because at the end of the day, you have to make choices that you can live with. Right or wrong, you have to decide. And the choices do matter. And I know, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking into you a little bit too much. But I get the sense that you kind of try to be a leaf in the wind. You don't have to be. You can hang on to something if you want it bad enough. That's why I stayed at the monastery, even though I could have left last year. And maybe it's different. Like I said, I've been sheltered there for so long, and I feel good for me. But if you want something bad enough, it doesn't matter what the choices are, as long as you can sleep at the end of the day. So just understand, in my opinion, it does matter what you choose.
So that gives Callan pause for probably a good several minutes while they're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, Callan's like, Murda,
Yeah.
I know you're right.
What?
You're right. You're
Sorry,
right.
one more time. I don't hear that often.
You are right. Oh, I think I see them up ahead.
And he looks into the fog and he's like, who, where? We'll pause right there if that feels like a good segue. It's getting late for you guys anyway. You've moved into the night.
Mm-hmm.
So back at camp. Can I ask a question as the DM to some characters?
Yeah.
Maven.
It'll cost you.
It'll cost you. All right. Each of you spend an inspiration for me to ask you a question. Oh, not the right cost. Pass.
I only have one left.
All right. Maven.
Uh-huh.
Where's Maven at as you went to sleep and are kind of nestling in for the night? Like, what are the last thoughts as she's going to bed?
So tell me if I can't do this. But
Okay.
this is what I think she might be doing.
Okay.
She's sitting with the kids and
Okay.
lulling them to sleep because
With-
this is probably the scariest thing they've ever done. And she doesn't want to bother the parents. She spent, that late afternoon helping forage whatever berries or edible things that she could find, but
Make a stew.
yeah, a squirrel stew.
A stew was brought up.
Yeah, I checked to make sure that Daruk is still on my person a few more times than I probably have to.
Yeah, there's one or two times where he was like, Jesus.
Yeah, and Maven is sitting with the children, and I'm assuming there are some children there that don't have the luxury of being there with their parents.
Yep. There's absolutely some families that took on extra kids.
Yeah.
Of
I'm
mixture of age, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sitting with them and I'm telling them a bedtime story.
From the Deadwood,
It
because
is-
that's
Give
what's
me a
going to lull
title
them to
of what a
sleep.
bedtime story from the
Yes.
Deadwood is.
I will. It's actually a story I learned in Mirrorvale. But it is about the Deadwood. It's about Lahun Sala and the
What?
Talking Crow.
What's the name of the story?
It's called The Talking Crow.
Okay.
And it's essentially Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, but with a crow.
Ooh. Okay.
And Lahun Sala is Poe in this situation. But instead of like a horrible, nasty ending, the crow turns into a beautiful prince. And they fall in love. And they get married and live happily ever after. I'm just making up the ending because the
Yeah,
real
'cause
ending
that's not the
is that-
ending of the Deadwood.
Yeah, as I have the crow skull in my pocket, I know how that story really ends.
Yeah, and there might have been a moment as you're telling the story, it's like, whoa, 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 lighten up, lighten up.
Yep. The
Was
crow did
this
peck out
marriage
one of-
officiated by the orc clan chief or anything by chance?
Mhm. Well, Lahun is known far and wide, especially to the True Star clan, the clan that I was brought into. So this is a real story about her life that was written down, and I would say I probably found it somewhere in the Mirrorvale library. Like shockingly found that, and I'm like, oh, I gotta take this one.
I know who this is. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
I like that.
I see all the
I
kids
love it.
laying there, if some of them are fitful, she's like brushing the back of their head and just kind of making sure that everyone's okay. And
Hey.
Hmm?
You now have another inspiration because I like
Thank
that
you.
so much. I
'Cause-
like that so much. That adds to
Yeah.
the world.
this is as she's going on, she didn't think that she would care as much as she has. And it has become these kids kind of feel like her responsibility. I mean, they rode on her back all the way here, and they don't have anyone else. So she's
So as you're telling the story, Max is sitting next to you
Mhm.
and he's petting Daruk as you tell the story.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I just added to it. You're right.
It's so cute. It's so cute. Yeah, and she's just telling story after story. She starts with the Talking Crow, and then she starts talking about the adventures of Daruk. Just all of these
He
stories.
loves this story.
Yeah.
He might correct you a
all-
lot. He
all-
corrects you a lot.
and she
There
just
was
goes-
20 orcs, not 5.
And yeah, she just goes into all of these stories, and she talks about Illison the Great and the Sir Palmhead Maplecourt, and she's essentially just weaving this fantasy for these kids until the last one's asleep. And even then, she might be saying them just for herself near the end, and just kind of rewriting some of her stories with a happier ending.
Oh yeah, and especially when you get to some of Sir Palmhead and Illison the Great, there are many children who's like, "What happens next to Illison?" You know, like they're involved. Yeah, I like that a lot. That adds. Yet, so as you are settling down wherever you are, and in the distance you can hear stories being told, and a child petting a plump rat. Yeah, you keep track of that rat. What would he be going through his head and settling down with? And it's like, and throughout that kind of settling down, more than one person, like there will be the woman from before who will see if you want some tea. There'll be the gentleman who helped with the fires and started setting the watch, who will just inform you. He's like, "Yep, we've got watch set for every 3 hours. Anything else you'd recommend?" Like checking in with you.
Sleep.
Where's he at? What's in his head thinking about all this?
Viet would have spent a moment
Because
by himself.
I feel a roll could be coming.
Yes. Outside on the edge of the encampment, right, taking his boots off again, and casting out into the world a little bit, trying to sense if there's anything untoward out in the dark within a mile, using the primeval awareness. Cast that now, right, and just meditating on that for a moment. Does he discover anything?
I would, as I said, I feel there's a roll coming. So
Okay.
as all of them keep bombarding,
I see what
you're
you're
able
saying.
to do that. I'd like to know
I see what
where
you're saying.
he's at.
Got it. Got it.
There might be a table that isn't under my control that I want to hear about.
Yeah, he is agitated.
Okay. So
He's
as people
pacing,
finally
that's right.
start to leave you alone, stop interrupting you as you're trying to focus. You get a blip. Something kind of hits the very outside of your perimeter.
Okay.
And you kind of look back to the fire and Maven telling stories. It's only one. And then two. And that's it. But they're not moving fast. They're kind of skirting the perimeter. You feel it. Nothing crazy, but also there are people here. What are you doing? Checking
Viet
it
would-
out? Or
yes,
you...
Viet would just go out into the night.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
22.
22, good roll. So still boots off. You know, you kind of skirt in to just kind of duck around your tree you were leaning against and go off. Maven continues her stories. The campsite safe, warm, the glow in the fog as you leave it behind. A few minutes go by and you start to make your way and you start to every now and then hear the crunch of a stick. Someone trying to be quiet, but also sounds like they're struggling to be quiet too. Someone limping.
Okay.
As you move forward, you hear occasional kind of muffled talking, somewhat quiet, you know, not trying to be stealthy, but also not trying to announce their presence either. What do you do?
He's getting the pulling out the dynamic war rod and shifting it into a warhammer.
Okay.
Actually, yep, he probably doesn't have a shield on for moving, so we're going a maul.
Yep. Oh.
Yep. and he's going to take these out.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Roll me one last stealth check as you're going forward.
That would be a 14.
14. All right. Okay. You start to move forward silently. Every now and then a few leaves under your bare feet. You feel them, but it's not making too much sound. Just as you hear a harumph and a kind of a conversation start as you start to move forward and lift the maul over your head. And then the figures shadowed in the fog turn around. Oh, hey there! Oh, it's a good day here. It's fine. It's fine. And you see Manny holding Fenris, one arm over his shoulders, limping through the forest.
Manny.
Oh, it's good to see you. I knew I'd see friends here.
Show me your eyes, Manny.
Oh, my eyes is as pretty as the day I was born, my mother always said.
Are they green?
No, Manny's eyes are not green. They are like nice cow blue or cow brown eyes. Fenris has kind of hazel bluish green eyes. Both of them are like, so what is your problem here? You're sneaking up on people in the forest. Fenris is like, really? We were trying to be quiet and you're surprised that someone tried to kill us after running from the undead.
Quiet.
Yes,
Look
quiet.
around.
That's important when you're trying to hide from things.
I can't imagine Manny being quiet.
Yeah, it's a very like a stage whisper.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good to see. It is good seeing you, friends. I've been looking for you up and down the river.
Well, it's good. We've been traveling up and down the river.
We must keep missing each other, yes?
Maybe. Have you been on this side the whole time?
Of the river?
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh, we've been going up and down the other side, maybe.
Maybe. That may be where he's going to shift.
Fenris is kind of like, we don't know where we are. Why would you say that?
Shift the rod back into rod form.
Obviously, we haven't found Viet, and so we couldn't have been on the right side. But anywhere we're together is always the right side, wouldn't you say? Yeah, and Fenris just like, God.
Fenris wearing pants.
Fenris is wearing Hulk pants.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You put pants on my boy. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
They're ripped.
You can't trust him yet. He's wearing pants.
He's not real. He's not real.
Fenris would never wear pants unless forced.
We were in a city for a while. We had to be PG.
No. Mm-mm.
Which way? Where are you two going? Yes?
Well, Fenris kind of looks back. The undead are that way. So we've been heading that way. Which is kind of roughly the direction you came from.
We are heading towards the monastery, yes?
There's a monastery. That's
open way.
Is that safe?
I am not knowing.
Me neither. Oh, anyway, that's open is probably a good way.
Yes, yeah, it is the open way monastery, yes.
Oh my god.
We have many people with us. We could use your skills.
Well, they obviously have you. You got us out of there, right?
That is not how I was remembering it, but come. Do you want fire?
Oh, hold on. Fenris here has seen better days. We could use a rest if you don't mind waiting a little bit.
Yes, no. We can rest.
Could come to the camp, you big scaredy cat.
Settle down. Sets Fenris down, who kind of rubs his leg a little bit. So, were you in Dragonlock there too when it got bad?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, not good. Not
No,
good.
not good at all. Yes,
So you're taking care of people, huh?
yes,
How's that going?
yes.
I mean, I mean, you did get us kind of out of Alan Dole.
You two got us out.
Oh, he bought us time by talking to the damn things. I just swung a thing or two.
Yes. Well, you saved my cousins and myself. It was much appreciated.
And kind of just. We were family down there. We're family above here, too.
You know.
Who is
Yeah, we'll sit
joking?
down and. Is there anything I can do to help?
Oh, we're probably fine. Just a good break would be all we need. Keep heading, making our way in the world.
I will
The
sit. with you.
journey's important. The destination never really is a concern. Every day is a good day, remember?
Every day is a good day. And he'll reach behind and pull out the crowbar and with embedded in it is or fastened to it with silver straps is a
Oh, you found
Manny's
the piece
horn.
of the horn.
Yes.
Oh, good. I thought I lost it. I mean, I left it behind, but at the same time, you never can be too sure where it ends up.
You had it in my bag. Yes?
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
For good keeping.
Yes. I'm keeping it good.
Never too safe to keep a thing in a bag that's on a person you can trust. And Fenris next to it's like, did any of that actually start as a coherent thought?
I will sit with you.
We appreciate it. It's nice to take a break in some safety. How many people? I mean, what do you got? A small army with you? What are you dealing with?
They are families. Lots of children.
Oh, meat.
Yes.
So are they bait?
No, we left the baits back in Dragonlock.
Ah, all right. So are you bringing them with you until you need to leave them?
We are taking them to the monastery. Yes.
Yeah, of course they're keeping. He's taking them to the monastery where he would not leave innocents behind. A good man takes care of good people to the end. It's a good thing to do. Yeah, until you need to ditch them if the undead come knocking. Like you can, yeah. Between like, don't worry about Manny. Like seriously, if things get too heavy, it's
Women and
like
children
looking at the
first.
tracks. You got a lot of bodies you can totally have run off in another direction to distract them, so you can get away. Like, it's no offense. I'm not taking it personal, but it's kind of like what you did in the tunnels. Like, we were your distraction, and you got away.
And I was sorry for that, Andres.
Oh, no. Like I said, no hard feelings, but you got to do what you got to do. Just like what you're going to do with these families, right? You're going to leave them in the cold if you need.
Viet just isn't going to even answer that. He just kind of looks a little sad.
Manny kind of, no. You're doing good, Viet. You're leading these people to the open way of safety to the north, right?
I am not leading, but yes, we are going with until we are there.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure you'll
North.
get there. North.
Yes.
I can't wait. Like we'll get there eventually too. We'll probably bring up the rear, and you know what? Maybe Fenris will be my bait when I need to keep on moving.
It will look a little disturbed. And he'll look at Fenris.
Just kind of looking up. He's looking at Manny, just like, you wouldn't dare leave me behind. I know I lost a piece of a horn and I gained a piece of an ass.
You two are welcome to travel with us if you wish, or not.
We'll only hold you up. But we'll keep making our way. We won't be too far behind you. Don't you worry yet. We're always here to support us. All you gotta do is look for us and we'll always find you.
Yeah,
Clap your hands if you believe.
get back up on his feet. I must be going back now. Yes.
Yep, you've got a whole group that's looking for safety from you. They're looking for a good day tomorrow. And you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow is a good day.
That's right, it is. Fenris is just
today,
like, I swear to God, I'm going to kill myself if I hear that again.
Today was not a good day, but it was good to see you two.
Always a good day to see me is right. Good day to see you too, Viet.
Yeah, get up and
We'll
look
catch
around
up when
the
we
corner.
can, as soon as I don't have a limp with me.
Be careful. Go back and make his way back to the camp.
You make your way back to the camp. You get back to the camp, sit back at your tree, kind of settle in. Nobody seemed to notice you were even gone. Next
Could I do perception
Absolutely. Roll
to
me a
see
perception.
if I noticed? Because
Absolutely. Roll me a perception.
I'm just interested to see. That is a 12.
Okay. Those kids were so asking questions. Daruk every now and then correcting your story of how many orcs he fought. And even a couple grown-ups that are supposed to be on watch, you can see them kind of leaning a little bit and just listening more than they should be. You don't catch anything outside of the ordinary.
Cool.
Viet will get up, head over to the fire, and makes himself some tea. Dig through his stores and start brewing some tea for himself.
Okay. So use one of your doses. By the way, just side note. How did I do for a Fenris and Manny?
I mean, Fenris.
I rewatched that some of those episodes just to try to embody some of it.
Well, the pants thing is unforgivable.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I understand, but they were in the city. You know,
I don't care. We'd established he was so sunburned. It looked like he was wearing red pants. Don't let the butt hair fool you. They're pants.
He-Man had the same problem with his loincloth that looked like fur, but it wasn't.
It's a merkin.
It's a merkin.
Merkin.
Viet makes some tea.
Yep.
Relaxes.
And yeah, actually sleeps tonight. So
Okay.
I don't.
hand outstretched,
Why don't you?
running away from him.
I'm keeping watch like all night.
Okay.
I don't want anything to happen to any of these people.
Are you meditating for your 4 hours, or you're staying awake?
I'm gonna be
Because you can meditate.
Yeah, I'll meditate, but I'm not going to.
That's a distinction I need to know.
Yeah.
Because even as you meditate, you can still have your perception.
Yeah.
So you're meditating. Good.
Yes.
You don't take a level of exhaustion. It's an important thing to know. So, during your meditation, many people are sleeping. The camp is quiet. There's one or two that are still awake. And all of a sudden, there is the sound of a twig snapping in the distance. And you see the one who actually helped with all the fires and stuff kind of peek into the like very, very barely lightable firelight near you, but you have dark vision, so that's why.
Yes.
Kind of peeks in and just looks at you and just points. And you see him pull up a bow and just start to move just a little to the side, just kind of looking out. He's on defense.
I've got my staff in one hand, but I hold up a hand like.
And you start to hear too. You hear footsteps.
Mhm.
And then just at the brink of your vision, you start to see Callan and Murdit. Murdit and both walking under their own steam and all that. There's no limping and helping, but it's like you can see that he's got maybe, I had a twisted knee yesterday. It's a little stiff,
Maven
But-
runs full speed.
Yeah, she gets up and just charges forward.
Yeah, and as she's tackling y'all, she does cast Cure Wounds. Since it is a touch spell, she might as well give
Who's
you
it going
a
to,
big ol'
or
hug.
do you want to literally split it down the middle?
I want to split it down the middle.
Okay, roll Cure Wounds, and we'll cut it in half.
I don't need it. Can I say that or?
Maybe?
She
I
doesn't.
don't
Nope,
know.
not in that moment.
Okay.
She charged you almost as quickly as you would have realized. Like, oh, she's coming at us, and then
So
she cast
4
a
and a
spell.
half. So we round up or down? I forget.
How about this? 4 goes to Callan. 5 goes to Murdit, who could use it.
Yeah.
So he takes some healing, and he immediately kind of straightens up a little bit. And he's like, "Oh, that is a hello I liked."
I am so happy that you are not zombies and that you're here.
Callan, roll me a
Yes.
perception check real quick. Killian or Maven, you don't get one because you were focused on them. I'm gonna roll
17.
one for. Oh, good, because Murda didn't hear it. Suddenly, behind you, you look behind and you see there's a small child with a shiv who's just by a tree, just not making a sound, but you just see him peeking out with a shiv.
Max, put that down.
You didn't see him.
I
You
know, but
You
I
don't
know
get to-
he's
no,
there.
shh, no, he was sleeping next to you, cuddling Daruk. And then suddenly he's behind a tree. You just look behind, you just see, and he goes back behind it.
Maven, was that one of your conjurations?
That's Max. He's fine. Just don't get on his bad side.
Ah.
He really liked the knives I made.
I'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems to be putting them to good use.
He's
Murdet looks around. What?
he's a quick learner. But he should be sleeping, she says in the vicinity of the tree. And if he's not sleeping when I get back, I'm taking the shiny knife.
Roll me an intimidation.
Okay.
Max shoots a blowgun at you.
That is a 20.
What did you say?
That's a 20.
Okay, 20. Yeah. You hear some movement by the tree. And
Pitter-patter of
as,
feet.
like as you kind of in those moments of just kind of, hey, get to freaking bed.
Mhm.
You hear some movement. You guys have meaningless conversation for a few seconds, and then all of a sudden you hear a movement by the fire, and he's just pretending to be asleep again.
Oh,
and you
good
and you
boy.
even see the male figure that you could see before, kind of just looking towards him, and then looking at him. He's just like, still holding the bow with the arrow half knocked, but he's just, and then kind of looks out to the rest of the night.
It's good to see you, Maven. Are there any of the green eyes around here?
None. It was honestly an uneventful journey. We made it. We made great time. I just put the kids down, so please get some food. We've got
Murder's
some.
like, yeah, I can tell they're all down.
Max isn't a kid. He's a tiny adult.
He's a sociopath from the sounds of it.
I'll cut you before he does.
A tiny stabby adult.
He might be a sociopath, but he's my sociopath. Damn it. And I usher them over to
Mama
the other
bear.
fire, and I get them some food situated, and just kind of, I don't know. I'm knowing that Murdet is Callan's brother. I'm giving him a little special treatment, just like a
Okay.
little bit.
Yeah.
Just like a little half extra helping of food and like a pat on the shoulder, just being a little extra nice.
I'm going to make a roll just because he has met you before.
Yes.
So as you like give him an extra, like as you're about to pass a bowl of like food that was cold, and then you just really quickly use like Druidic craft to make some extra fire and warm it up, and then scoop a couple, and then you kind of pull it back and put one more scoop in and give it to him. And he's like, "Why are you being nice to me?"
I think we could all use some kindness right now, don't you? You've had a long day, and I am happy to see you both alive.
He looks at Callan. She's hiding liquor.
I wish. I wish.
She
and
took
I
a
could-
lot of bottles of the Sacramento wine. I know she did.
Okay, I haven't drank any. Have I drank any?
Have you?
I don't know. I'm gonna flip a coin.
The kids went to bed at a certain point.
I'm gonna flip a coin because I feel like, you know what? Let's just let Maven decide.
Because you've had
whether
a
I
day
did or
too,
not. Yeah.
where it's like the kids are in bed.
Okay. I have not. I have
Okay.
not drank any.
Okay, so you.
But
can
if I had
full
rolled differently, I would have.
But no, that's his impulse of like she's being too nice. She's been drinking.
I don't even. I think normally I would bristle at that.
Yeah. Oh no, and the fact you don't, he's like, no, seriously. I recommended she just get comfortable and take a bath, and she was angry. Like,
Yeah, I remember that too.
I think she
You're
might
just so
have.
funny. You're so funny. Your wit is
He stands
incendiary.
up and moves to the opposite side of Callan, and he's like, "We are not safe." And he
Oh my gosh.
He sniffs.
I smell the same.
No, he's sniffing the
Sniffing the
food.
poison.
Oh,
He's like-
that. Yeah, that makes more sense, honestly. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what I'm thinking. In Maven's head, as much as she was not a fan of Murdet when he
Yep,
was being
I
a jerk
remember.
about how bad I smelled,
No, it's an
Um,
NPC of mine. I remember.
yeah, as much as I was not a big fan, knowing that he's Callan's family and knowing how important family, again, Maven's just on a
No.
family kick right
Yep,
now. that
I
she's
get it.
into-
I'm with you.
Yeah. I just said bedtime stories to a bunch of snot-nosed brats. Like, come on. I'm just
Oh yeah,
kidding.
you're in a vulnerable place, whether Maven 100% knows it or not.
Yeah, absolutely. So she's so happy to see Callan. She's so happy to see Murdet. She's just happy that everyone that is important besides Agenor is alive. And
Yeah.
I think as soon as she had that thought, she's gonna look at Callan and ask where he is.
Okay, good. You went there because
Yeah.
second thing is like Maven and Viet don't know the last time what happened, and second, am I wrong to say with what Maven is putting down on what she's picking up
Mhm.
the entire time that everything that Maven and Murdet are doing and all that, as much as Callan has his own stuff, is there any of those, I don't want to say, love eyes, but just like looking at your brother eyes of like him half goofing, half not, half uncomfortable, of like, this is my freaking brother, in front of me doing things with somebody I know. Like, is there any of that going on? Because if Maven would have her moments and then look at Callan having those distracted moments looking at Murdet, that would just only fuel that. I'm just wondering if Callan is having any of those.
Probably nothing visible like that. He is
Okay.
kind of, if I mean, he's goofing along with everyone else, but he's ruminating as well.
Okay. Because there was stuff that still is brewing from what happened. Okay. I just wanted to be clear. So yeah, Maven, ask your question.
So after I get everyone situated, I come up over to Callan and I'm quiet because again, I don't want to wake the kids. I don't want to wake anyone up really. I mean, there's a lot of people sleeping, but I don't really give a shit about the adults. Just
And there's the one guy right over there, like
He's
10
fine.
feet away, who's just like,
I come up to Callan and I say, Callan, I'm so happy to see you, but where's Master Agenor? Did you find him? Did he come with you?
Murdet you'll hear the spoon kind of hit a hard spot in the bowl where he just stops scooping. Callan, keep going.
He met us along the road when we were getting out of the city and told us to keep running, and went on to face the zombie horde.
You know, if there was anyone that I would be surprised to do something like this, I'm not surprised that it's him, but that fool man, he better
Fool.
meet us at the monastery. Yeah, the fool. Another fool.
You're exactly right. I'm wondering if he's not the fool.
You had to get it from somewhere.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well, Father knows best, right?
That's what they say. I've never really bought that myself,
Yeah,
but
it's
we'll
all
let them have this one.
crap.
Yeah, and I speaking of sacramental wine, I grab one of the bottles out of my bag, uncork it, and I'm passing it
going.
around the fire. And if we want, we can tell stories about Agenor. We can talk, or we can say nothing. But I think it's needed. So passing the bottle around to those of us who are still awake. And yeah, having a little sit down during watch.
Does Callan participate in any of this?
Actually, he kind of excuses himself for a bit.
Okay.
And goes off and does a different thing, if you want me to keep going with that.
Pause for just that moment.
Yep.
Because there's so few people awake in this moment. Maven, as you kind of start to try to be a little lighthearted and just kind of soften the mood.
Mhm.
And Callan, just after a brief moment, kind of is like, I just need a moment, and kind of excuses himself. And you try to, so Murdet, hey, so like, and you get a look. Roll me an insight, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Cool. Insight. That is a 5.
Okay. So you absolutely push the subject. And it's like, so what do you want to talk about? Something nice, something fun. And you don't catch the look that comes at you. What do you even know about him to even make any judgment on who he was? A fool.
Oh, I know you didn't.
If there's a fool here, it's you. And he gets up and storms off.
Okay.
And you hear Daruk go, well, that went well.
Yeah. About as well as I thought it would. I take a big old swig of that Sacramento wine, and
That
I
5
go
did
check.
not help you.
I go check on the kids, making sure if anyone woke up.
Couple stirs, but they're all still sleeping. They're sleeping like
I
kids who have been active.
yeah. I go sit over there. I sit next to Max, and I just kind of push the hair out of his face, set Daruk down next to him, and those
Max
words
is looking at you as
I
you
know.
kind of settle down next to him.
I
Wide-eyed.
I have, and for the first time today, I've got nothing. I have nothing to say.
You go to sleep. I got you. And he just looks out into the night.
I ruffle his hair and I say, if you don't get some sleep tomorrow, who's going to protect me on the ride back?
I'll be fine. I live off the danger.
All right. How about this? Couple more hours, and I will get you
Yeah,
a
we'll take
special
turns.
treat.
You get a couple hours. You go to sleep. I got this. And
You
he
know what?
actually ruffles your hair.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
You know what? After I take a couple more glugs of that Sacramento wine, and I go to sleep, and I say, you know what?
Not meditate, not
No, I'm
trancing,
sleeping.
sleep.
Okay. After that, I'm going to bed
Yeah,
because
as you
that
go to
is-
bed, actually you feel his hands go through your hair, just like, I got you. It's just you and me. And Daruk is just like, he's creepy, but I feel safe.
right? I feel like he'll kill everyone else but me. I'm into. I like that. That's good for me. That's what
Yeah,
you
there you
want
go.
in an ally.
Yeah,
You know.
I'll burn this whole shit around us.
That's the kind of energy I need. And those words from Murdit cut so deep that I'm sure that it'll replay in her dreams. That
Okay.
was, especially knowing how much Agenor did mean to her after taking care of her daughter,
Mhm.
and the role that he played for everyone in the Deadwood, pretty much that came in through this area. She doesn't have the heart to argue it, but that was a blow.
Yep.
Feeling.
Callan?
Yes.
So as that little explosion happened, you may not have heard all of it distinctly, but you heard an explosion behind you. What are you doing?
I am trying to get out of earshot and I'm holding back tears and I want to try to get somewhere where I can be far enough away that my verbal components of a ritual spell aren't heard.
Roll me a stealth check then, just for the idea of what you're saying. It's not that maybe you are being active in it, but just far enough away.
Dirty 20.
Perfect. Okay. You feel like in your emotional state, you're far enough away that you feel comfortable to let loose. What are you
Okay.
doing?
I am taking out the knotted belt rope that Master Agenor gave me, and I'm casting one of Nima's spells, the True
Okay.
Compass Tracker.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you spend 10 minutes. You spend time focusing. You set up in a ritual circle, kind of in the dirt, drawing symbols that mean, even if they're nonsense symbols, something that meant something for each of the senses for Callan. Sight, sound, taste, just all the things that would make you think of Agenor. And then at the center of it, you place down the belt. You finish with it, and you feel kind of the whoosh of energy going to the middle. And you pick up the belt. And one of the tassels with the knots in it goes, pointing back towards Dragonlock.
Okay. Do I know if that means he's alive?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Just flat intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 9.
It's not bad. It's raw intelligence. Okay, that's not a failure. You're not sure. But it would lead you to believe that. Okay, from the notes that you did, because you remember the spell, you studied the spell. This is one of the spells that you gathered before you lost the book.
And had the philosophy explained to you by...
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That you can't, like, for instance, if you were going to use this spell to track someone and somebody gave you a piece of their hair from when they were a baby, the spell wouldn't work. Because that hair from when they were a baby is different enough from who they are now that they're different. Whether it be they have just changed as a person or supernaturally been turned into undead or any other thing, they've changed.
Right.
So there is a peace of mind of no matter what this could mean, Adrenor is still enough Adrenor that it is pointing towards Adrenor. The definitions of that, you're not sure about. But you do get the sense of that's pointing to Adrenor.
Right. So,
which, regardless of the bigger meaning, would probably still feel good.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. So I have that information. Don't really know what to do with it because he's still in Dragonlock, in danger, probably.
Or at least in that direction, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm just gonna. It'll just feel like there, even though I just did this spell and got all this information, there's just like a crushing absence of the information I want. So I'm just gonna let the spell stay up and kind of just watch to see if maybe there's like a telltale wobble to the end of the belt or something that tells me maybe he's moving around.
Anything, yeah.
Anything, yes.
So, remind me, how long does this last? Is it an hour or is this?
Yeah,
is
up to 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour. I couldn't remember if it was 8 hours or 1 hour. So over that hour, as you kind of stay there fixed, holding onto the belt, and the one is just holding true.
Okay.
Period goes by 10, 20, 30 minutes. It doesn't feel like it's wobbling or anything like that. And then after a little while, you hear a footstep, very soft, kind of step forward. Are you okay? And you'll kind of look over and you'll see, as I've said, like that one guy who's been around. He's got like a fur kind of cloak, and he's got commoner clothes with a bow with a half knocked arrow. He's like, "Are you okay? You're kind of away from everything. I'm sorry if I snuck up on you."
Thanks for asking. I really appreciate it.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a long time since anybody asked me how I was doing.
Okay. You can see he visibly relaxes. He's like, "Good. It's been really intense. I'm glad you're okay. I'm gonna roll an insight for him just because. Yeah. You see a look in his eyes, and he's like, I am okay too. I lost my entire family a couple days ago.
Hey, well, this was a good conversation, but I got to get back with my friends. But like I said, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you start to head off, and he's like, just nods. So you head back.
Yep. So don't know what to do with that
Yeah,
information.
he picked up on your heaviness, and so he was gonna confide.
Oof.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm walking back to the camp with
Okay.
purpose.
Yep. Yeah.
Something important to tell them.
that one, it's still like.
I'll take the
Tie it
rope with
around
me,
your
but-
waist. There's just one belt loop that goes that way.
Right. So yeah, I'll zip
See you back
to-
at camp.
Zip back to camp, but Callan's not really saying anything about the information.
No, I Okay, so unless anybody has anything to add, the night goes on.
I have a question. I mean, I don't know this in character, but where did Murdoch go? Okay.
I
Love
guess
that. I'm
Callan,
asleep. Who cares?
Callan would get back. And, where's Murdoch?
Okay, you get back. No one knows.
You lost Murdoch? What the hell? I was
All
gone
right.
for 10, 20, however long that took.
If you wake up my children, I will cut you.
You probably get a dirty look from Max.
Mm-hmm.
And a rat.
I liked you better when it was just scurry elks.
Okay, seriously. You come back, Murdoch's not there. The guard isn't there because he's uncomfortable left where he was trying to confide in someone. And
Been there.
Maven is just drifting off to sleep, and you're like, I don't know. I set him off. He left. What is Cal? Are you going to bed or are you not?
No, I need to find Murdoch.
Okay.
I can't lose Murdoch right now. Come
Yeah.
on, what?
So yeah, you're emotionally charged, and it's like, God damn it, and you're heading.
I swear to God, if you yell at me too, it's gonna be a. Ooh,
He
Ooh.
might have raised his voice. He might
I'll
have.
freak out.
Can't believe you lost Murdoch.
Listen, and spike growth.
honestly.
All right. So, you know what? Viet, roll me just a perception check because there's a lot of every now and then noise, and you're
It's
even though
probably
you're,
right. His passive perception is a 18.
oh shit. Let me make a roll
Please.
because there's been a lot of things. I'll say this last interchange woke you up because I rolled a natural 17. So this last little like, really? You lost Murdoch? And all of a sudden you kind of open your eyes and look off and you see, oh, Callan's here.
He'd have rolled to his feet with his hand glowing
Uh-huh.
and up.
Whoa.
Show me your eyes.
I think you might have a bigger problem with your hand right there.
Show me your eyes, hanged fool.
I'm sure they're big enough as it is right now.
Yeah.
What the heck?
They don't look green in the very, very dim light of the Dakota fire pit.
He would be walking up to him to make sure and get a good look.
Neat trick. Do you know where Murdet is yet?
So he never did find you in the city. That was
No,
a
I
shame.
came back-
It was too bad.
I came back here to this
Maybe her
campsite
father found him.
with him.
Oh
Murdet was just right here with me.
But you said you could not find him.
No, Maven lost him.
no. I didn't do shit. I say in my sleep. Yeah.
Bullshit.
He was Murdered was being here. You left him in the dark?
Yes, we came to the campsite.
Like half
together.
a brother?
I'm gonna say out of the darkness, that human guy comes out and he's like, yeah, he ran off about 20 minutes ago after Maven talked to him. He just came back, woke you up. I haven't seen the half orc murdered guy in a little bit.
And again,
He
Viet will
went
be
that
looking
way. He
like
just points towards the direction.
again, Viet will be like, you talking to me.
He's just he is 100% reporting to you.
You're in charge. I don't know if you know this, but you're the captain.
Viet does not know this. Thank you.
And he just kind of, no problem.
You went this way. Did you bring your father back too? Did he find you?
No.
He did not find you? I bet he is worried. It will be okay. Pat Callan on the shoulder. It will be
He
okay.
reaches up to Pat.
Basically, yep. It will be okay.
Thank you, Viet.
I will help you look for a murdered. Unless you need to rest, and I will look for a murdered then. I can look for a murdered. You rest. You had a long day.
I don't know how Callan would respond to that.
Yeah, how would he respond to that?
I will
That's
just
fair.
I will just roll for that.
I will take quick look. You rest.
Okay.
I was having bad dreams anyway.
Okay. Yeah, Callan is Callan recognizes that he's not of any use.
All right. Viet's looking
himself.
pretty.
Exhaustion, emotion, everything.
Yeah.
That's
And Viet
fair.
is looking-
Like, as much as I can see someone trying to push through that, I can also see someone being at a hysterical point with themselves where it's like, I can't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's torn between a lot of things right now.
And Viet is tired as well, but a little probably rough edge to his voice, just that stoic. He just turns and walks off.
That Viet's a good guy.
The human guy, he's like, sir, that way. I don't know where, but I know he walked off that way.
Yeah, we'll turn and walk the other way. Turn and follow that direction. Totally going the wrong way.
No, sir. That
He
way.
stops again to look who's.
That way. Me. Focus. That way. I know you just woke up. I get it. A little turn around that way.
Okay, Viet, we'll go that way that he's pointing then.
And he kind of looks back to camp. We got this. All right. Callan, you kind of settle in. And I don't know, with how hysterical, tired, everything, do you find sleep pretty quickly or do you crapshoot? Roll a dice if you think it's a crapshoot.
Mhm.
I'd say with hysterical, I'd say if it's above a 15, you're not sleeping well. If it's below a 15, that's where sleep overtakes you and brings you to the ground when you finally lay down.
It's a dirty one.
Oh, yeah. The second you kind of just lay down, a bear attacks you of sleep. So, Viet, you head in that direction, moving quietly you can roll me a survival real quick. Now that you've been given a true direction of where to look.
14.
14. All right. You start to see tracks. You see broken branches, someone just moving through here quickly. Obviously upset. You can tell just emotional state through broken twigs and stuff like that. You are suddenly distracted. You hear a voice in your head. Are you safe? Where are you? Dragonlock is dead. Barely made it out myself. I'm coming for you. Be safe. I'm still here, Viet. You get the sense of ascending from Quincy. Once again.
Quincy? Say this very quietly. He'll just pause and freeze. Quincy? And he'll listen. Just listen to the night.
It just stops. Nothing.
All right. He will try to look around and try to find the trail again. If you,
Who's Quincy?
He's distracted now.
Who's Quincy? You just hear another voice. Murder. You'll hear Murder. Yeah, who's Quincy? And whoa, 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 whoa.
Get him. Bash him just once for me.
Murdered.
Murder? No.
Murdered.
No.
Murdered.
Yes.
Murdered. Yes, murdered. Show me your eyes.
Better safer than... Show me yours. All right, good, good, good. You and me get each other. What's up?
You were... Callan said that Maven lost you. But he lost you, but then... And your father did not... And Callan's father did not find you. Are you all right? Are you lost? Camp is that way.
I swear if he's
Roll
nice to
me
me-
a perception or persuasion with disadvantage because you're saying the right things, but you don't mean to.
That would be a 10.
Okay. I rolled a 4. And he just... No, I'm not, man. I think Agenor is dead.
And I am being sorry for you.
Thanks. I mean... Your friend Maven did good.
Lady of
and
Thorns and the
she-
dead flowers.
She did good helping those kids, but she doesn't have an idea who Agenor was. And she's talking about how he was a fool and he didn't. He's more family than I've ever had. And I don't know what happened. I know he did things. I know he took care of me like he always has.
Then
But
he
he's
was,
not done. He's
then
not,
he was
no.
family.
And he didn't, nothing happened back there. He's smarter than that. He's stronger than that. Nothing in that city could have ever taken him down. He's hiding, if anything. He always shows back up when you need him. And she's talking about him being a fool and him... It doesn't matter. But I don't know. People talking about him like they know him because they met him a couple times. Great, good for them. And you see him just turn and punch a tree and just put his fist into it. and pull it out and just like, they didn't know how good he could be for people. They just saw how he could talk to them. Those people didn't get here because of Maven or even you. They got here because of him. And now this is what's left. You, her, me, and we're gonna get all these people to the open way.
Like Master Agenor was wanting of you, yes? He was trusting you to help lead the way and do the scouting and to help keep them safe. Yes, he trusted you to protect them when he went out to see if there were more that you two could help. Yes.
Roll me another persuasion with advantage, by the way, sir.
That'd be a 14.
14. Okay, that's. You see him just quietly kind of nodding his head. So
He
what's
was
your deal?
being your family, but you are being his family too. Yes.
He is nodding and just like, yeah. I get. Yeah. But what's
Yes.
your deal? Who's Quincy?
Quincy was my friend.
Yeah, you just were talking to him.
Yes. He talks to me sometimes, but he is dead. It is okay. It is okay sometimes when they are dead. It happens.
There's a long pause there, and then he kind of shakes his head and he's like, I get that. Can I ask you another question? You, Viet,
Yes.
I've dealt with my own problems. Mine was anger. I feel like yours is guilt. Are you here? Because those people need you back there more than they need me. Because I already saw around that camp in the 30 minutes I was there, that guard saluted you and like you get that they need you, right?
They are not needing me, Meredith. They are needing someone like you.
Yeah, somebody who's like me, who knows what to do, has leadership skills, knows how to survive, but also has their trust, which I don't have. They had Adrenor's trust and then yours.
You will get that trust.
I don't need it. You have it.
I am not the leader, Meredith.
Yeah, but he kind of points back to the camp. He's like, yeah, but you are, whether you like it or not.
They are not knowing me either, Meredith.
They don't need to.
Yeah, it's just going to turn and start heading back to the camp. Conversation's done.
Yep. No, that's fine. Doesn't matter. So you head back. So, next morning, everybody has found some semblance of sleep, whether it be good, bad, interrupted. And you all start moving.
Did Meredith come
honestly-
back to camp in the morning?
When you wake up, you do find he is there. Yeah. But there is, I'll be honest, unless anyone wants to correct me, everybody seems to have almost an awkwardish presence around each other, whether not like two people are fine, but then one person walks by and then it gets awkward again. And just like a mixed bag of,
Viet
No.
would be digging through his pouch and finding one of his other tea additives and mixing himself a
as you're
different
digging
tea.
through your pouch, tent camp is being broken. That human male comes up to you and he just, sir, we're ready to move out. Do you want to take point and scout ahead of us, or do you want me to take point? What are you thinking for the day? How far do you want to go until we break stop for camp, or do you want to push through the whole day, like breaks? Like, what are you thinking?
You be talking to Meredith? Meredith.
Uh,
Point.
he looks over. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, he's great. But like out here, it feels like you got us out here, sir. Like, what do you think?"
I am not sir.
What was your name? I apologize. What was your name?
My mother was naming me Viet.
Okay. Viet, sir, what do you think we should probably do?
I think you should talk to Meredith and Lady of the Dead Flowers.
I mean, I can absolutely get their input, but I'd feel more comfortable if I got at least got a idea of what you were thinking.
Go away.
And he kind
And
of
he'll go back to making his tea.
he'll interrupt you one more time as you're doing. He's like, "No, I get it. You're whatever you're doing, and I get you're doing your morning breakfast or whatever. But it's like I need a direction for what I should tell them you want us to do."
I do not know where we are going. Meredith knows where we are going, and Lady of Dead Flowers is good in the wilderness. She's good in the outsides like this. That is my directing you. Go away.
You see him kind of. Uh, okay. Uh, walks over towards Maven. You're kind of helping some of the kids and half entertaining, half packing up, you know. And he walks up to you. He's got kind of hair tied back and big, tall guy, you know. Walks up, ma'am.
Yes.
And you can see him looking over his shoulder a little bit towards Viet, and he's like, what do you have planned for the day? What do you think we should do? When do you want to set camp? When do you want to? How far do you think we should push tonight?
Let me stop you there. Okay?
Oh, okay.
It's good to plan ahead. Great to plan ahead. But what we need to do is get a sense of our surroundings, see how far our people can make it, and along the way, if we can forage while we're going to have more food stores by the time we get back to camp, or by the time we make camp. I say we go until dusk, foraging as we go. I will wild shape to carry some of the children, but as I have shown many of you what to look for, there is no way that we won't have enough food to feed ourselves for the evening. We'll make camp at dusk. We should be close to the open way, but it might be one more night. No, a few more
It's
nights.
like 2.5 weeks from Dragonlock to.
I'm just trying to keep them happy.
Yeah, I know. I get that. I'm just trying to interject. Like, no.
Yeah. It's going to be a while before we get there, and we're going to need to keep our food reserves. So keep those rations away from those who can easily get to it. It is tempting to eat what is comfortable, but right now we need to survive.
Kind of just nods. Yeah.
Pick 2 to 3 people to scout with you for forageables. If you need anything, get my attention. And if you need anything else, Callan or Viet or Murdit will be more than happy to assist.
He looks over his shoulder towards Viet, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm sure. We'll figure it out."
By the
And-
way, I'm sorry for the other day. While I know this has been stressful for all of us, I had no idea what we were up against, and I understand the stakes now. I promise any ideas that come from me will be hopefully better thought out. I want us to get there safely, and I want us to get there in good health. That's my priority.
I know. I trust all of you.
Good.
I'll look to it.
Yes, sir. And with that, she wild shapes and nudges one of the children, one of the taller children, to start placing smaller ones up on her back.
Okay. All of that starts to take place, and he starts to move out, sending out a couple of different people in different directions. He comes up to Callan. Sir, got everything situated. Amanita has told us basically to forage as we go. We'll be at dusk. You, Murdet, Viet, her are all in charge. So just let me know how I can help. Everybody is happy to help in any way we can. So just shout out if you need anything from me. I'll be around.
Got it. What was your name?
Hold on, let me roll for something. He just looks halfway
Good
startled, and he's like, "Oh, Leo. Name's Leo."
Leo.
Yep.
It's a good name.
Thanks. Yeah, but let me know if you need anything. And he kind of points to himself again, Leo. Yeah, happy to help.
Listen,
And
Leo, I can tell you can see that this crew, Viet,
you're on the breaking edge. Yeah, I can get it.
absolutely. I had some different words for it, but listen, don't think I don't understand what you're doing here. You're the spark bridging the gap that's holding this crew together, at least for now, so that we can look like we know what we're doing to get to the Open Way Monastery. And that is as saintly as any act I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
Callan,
So thank you.
with those words specifically, I'm going to give you a roll. Roll me a history check with advantage because of literally those words you said.
Okay. With advantage, dirty 20.
There was a table, plate at the table with Sealy for a guy named Leo.
Leo.
That's where we're going to end this episode.
oh my god!
So thank you everybody for joining us this week. Yep. I get one last poke. Until next time at
Okay.
7 o'clock Central Time on Fridays here on Twitch, Monsters of Roll. My name is DM Scott. With me as always,
Killian.
And Mick.
Chris,
have a great week.
thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Hello, future people.